Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey all, assholeconsulting.com. You got a question, go there. And for a couple bucks, like say 30, 35 if your question is lengthy, 45 if it never gets to the fucking point, the old captain will give you his brilliant wisdom, the majority of which was derived from me making grandiose mistakes and learning not to make those mistakes again. That's where the wisdom came through. Dear Cappy, I've been following your channel since I discovered your childless manifesto, and I find your bluntness and candor refreshing and at times comical. I live with 2 roommates who are also my 2 best friends, and I just started reading Curse of the High IQ, and it truly describes us very accurately. We are all financially stable, skilled workers, industrial technician, electrician, IT administrator, lots of hobbies yet depressed with the outlook of the world. My question, is there a point when you have too many hobbies? Would you recommend focusing on a smaller number of hobbies, or if I have the time and money, fuck it, do what I want? I'm considering purchasing a telescope, as I have a love for astronomy, and a coworker commented that perhaps I should focus on the hobbies I have instead of acquiring more. Not that I need advice from a single mom with a baby daddy in prison. Oh, well. Yeah, you probably should want to take her advice. I like the idea of minimalism, but I also like all of my hobbies, and that tends to be at odds with a minimalist lifestyle. Is this case of less is more, or should I say to hell with it and do what I want? Okay, look, if you can afford it, I mean, this is why you're a minimalist, is so that you don't have fancy cars, you don't have houses you can't afford, and you can pursue your hobbies. Now, if your hobbies are like building space shuttles, well, yeah, then there might be a financial constraint. But look, if you're socking away money, you're paying off your debts, and you have extra money left over, welcome to bachelorhood, dude. This is why you live. So I would not cut back. I mean, if it's not going to threaten your finances, like if you're still saving, you're still paying off your debts, you're making good money, and you can afford it, absolutely, fucking go and do as many different hobbies as you want. But at the same time, you know, the point of hobby, you just don't have a hobby. You'll get sick of it. Like, I almost burned myself, well, I did burn myself out on motorcycling, where I went to Alaska and back. And then I kind of lost any interest in ever hopping on that damn bike ever again. So the problem with hobbies is you can burn through it if you just focus on one. And so absolutely, hobbies, you should just, it's the spice, if variety is the spice of life, you go have as many hobbies that you can afford as you want. And what you'll do is not only have a lot of different hobbies and a much more interesting life, I don't think you get sick of them. Or if all of a sudden, like, you're starting to get into hobbies, like, okay, how much is a telescope? I don't know. I guess you could buy a really expensive telescope. You know, I don't see it being that expensive of a hobby. But if all of a sudden finances and budgetary concerns become an issue, then start picking up hobbies that save you money, like auto repair or IT. We guys are all in IT. I guess it's your job. You probably don't want to do that. But, you know, carpentry. Something where it would save you money, or not be, you know, it'd be like you'd have to buy your tools and it'd be a net zero, but you could maybe make a little bit of money on the side. But absolutely no way should you limit yourself to the number of hobbies. I mean, there's also the psychological or the theoretical aspect where, I mean, have you really availed yourself of the opportunity or without the rewards and the opportunities that the hobbies have to offer? Like, I don't know, kite building. Have you actually built a kite, or did you just look at the kite building instruction manual? I mean, yeah, delve into your hobbies to the point that you're intellectually rewarded. But it doesn't sound like you're just skimming the top of each hobby and you got ADHD, HDD, and you're like scatterbrain running around like Scrat trying to catch his acorn. So yeah, man, have as many hobbies as you want. Yeah, just keep an eye on the finances. And then also, I mean, delve into it as much as you want. You're supposed to have fun with this shit. It's not a job like something. Ignore what the lady's saying. Side note, the 3 of us are planning a motorcycle trip. What have been your favorite locations in the U.S. to visit on a bike? None of us has been west of the Mississippi on motorcycles. Oh, wow. Yeah, you got some places to go. Okay, here's what I'd recommend. If you are in the northern half, like let's say you're in Chicago and you haven't crossed the Mississippi, basically I would head latitudinally over in the U.S. and visit whatever in the west is there. Because you're not going to have that much time. I'm assuming you don't have like 5 weeks to do everything, which is what you need to effectively do everything in the United States, or at least in the West. But like, let's say you were in Missouri, you've never been west of the Mississippi, then I'd say straight over through what? Texas? Oklahoma. Is it Oklahoma? No, it's Kansas. Kansas, and then you're in nothing. So if you're in the southern half of the United States, motorcycle riding, Grand Canyon, Vegas, Zion National Park, there's Canyonlands National Park, but Capitol Reef, that's what I would do. And then cut through Rocky Mountains, or go through the southern part of Colorado by Telluride, Cortez, and Durango, and then make your way back out. So you're kind of going to make if I'm looking at the United States, you're going to come in on the south, you're going to make a big-ass loop up into Vegas, Zion, Canyonlands, through Colorado, and then back down to wherever you live in the south. If you're in the north side, I would say, what's it called? Badlands National Park, Black Hills. If you have the time, Theodore Roosevelt National Park, but it's in North Dakota, be a little bit out of your way. Then I would cut into Wyoming, do, what's it called? Fort Clary. You used to live there. Cloud Peak. What is the name of the mountain range? Bighorn Mountain Range. And if you got the time, I would definitely do Beartooth Pass, Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, and then shoot your ass out back through Wyoming. That drive back is going to suck, though, because there's really nothing in Wyoming. But you go back that way through Thermopolis, go up into Warland, cut over back through the Bighorns, and then I maybe make your way down to Colorado and get the northern tip of Rocky Mountain National Park. Maybe go through Denver, and then head back to Chicago, wherever it is. But it really depends on what latitude you are in what town. I mean, if you have all the time in the world, yeah, just go. Just freaking go. I would avoid California. I would. The traffic is just not worth it. New Mexico, I was never impressed with. Washington State, Oregon, but yeah, I'd say the absolute must: Zion, Vegas, Grand Canyon, Canyonlands, Black Hills, Badlands, Beartooth Pass. Those are absolutely must. I mean, in no particular order, and it doesn't have to be one trip. But those are absolute must. You must hit those. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys out. Hey, and if you're coming through the Twin Cities, you let the old captain know. Maybe we'll say hi. Or I might even be out west. Got a couple of rides planned. But yeah, you let me know where you're taking your trip. Toodles.